Now here we have the second video in my Waterloo campaign playthrough. I've played Quatre Bras, now we have Ligny. We begin with a slightly different setup for the Prussians. Rather than being able to set up all the way down to the bottom of the map, which is shown in this scenario book, I'm opening with the historical setup of the Prussian army all along the defensible terrain. They're not forward here, but they're extended all the way out to here. Historically, Zieten was very panicked, waiting for the arrival of the 2nd and 3rd Corps, because he was stretched out along a long line of defense here. Other than that, everything else is the same. Let's begin. As per the scenario rules, turn 1 begins with Zieten already having been drawn. In other words, Zieten's command does not move on turn 1. There is Van Damme's 3rd Corps, coming in on a minor road and stretched out. And here we have Grouchy's cavalry force coming in, moving east towards Tangrenay and Sombray. Now this might look like a hole in the line, but this part of the stream is bounded by swamp and it's not crossable. Anywhere that's crossable is covered by Prussians. Now we begin turn 2. Turn 2 will see the arrival of the French 4th Corps under Girard and the Prussian 2nd Corps under Perche. On this first playthrough, I'm going to try to replicate Napoleon's plan of having Van Damme's 3rd Corps attack Saint-Anand and Girard's 4th Corps attacking through Ligny. First drawn is Perche's 2nd Corps, which enters with Blücher at Perche's side. Perche and Blücher enter, the cavalry races ahead with the infantry trailing on foot. Zieten's artillery on the hill can just reach the French lines, and they force them off the road. Now again, I'm using the new rule where spent units don't get turned label side up, but actually get flipped over this way so the label is upside down. And then 3rd Corps is drawn. They line up ready for their assault. And there they have lined up outside of artillery range and ready to attack Saint-Anand. Excelmann's 2nd Cavalry Corps begins moving around the Prussian left. Peyo's cavalry will demonstrate in front of the Prussians. Now the Prussians are in towns here, and cavalry can't attack infantry in towns. So they're just out front, making sure nothing out of line happens. Now historically, they had some infantry with them, a couple battalions, and there was fighting in here, but it was nothing major enough to show up at the pub battle scale. They were just kind of feeling around, going, oh, there's Prussians there. Perche's 2nd Prussian Corps. The cavalry moves forward and extends the Prussian right flank. His corps will attempt to filter down and act as a reserve force to fill in should any of Zieten's forces be driven back. Blücher will take his historical command position at the windmill at Brie. Perche will stay in the field awaiting orders, as well as directing the rest of his corps as it comes on. And finally, Thielmann's 3rd Prussian Corps comes on, and they're going to occupy their historical position on the Prussian left in the town of Tangrenay. And lastly, Girard's 4th Corps is drawn. Let's bring him in. Now turn 3, Napoleon enters with the Guard. Of note, the French 2nd Cavalry has moved all the way to the east side of the map. French 1st Cavalry holds its position. Next drawn is 4th Corps. They get into position. Got the cavalry in back, you got the artillery in the center, infantry on either side. The baggage is back here. Next on is Napoleon and the Guard. At the end of turn 3, you see the Guard into position. The Guard artillery is ready to open up fire, as it did historically, to begin the battle. And now we begin with turn 4, and the battle commences. And combat erupts all along the line. Starting in Ligny. In Ligny, the French are driven back, but at a cost. In Saint-Amand, the French assault on Saint-Amand is costly and fails. And over here in Saint-Amand-la-Haye, the battle is inconclusive. Who will reinforce first? It's turn 5. Milhaud's 4th Corps Cavalry arrives. Perche's 2nd Corps is drawn first. This is critical. They're needed to fill in the line between Ligny and Saint-Amand. Milhaud's 4th Corps cavalry enters and comes out of column. Thielmann's 3rd Corps pushes back. Van Damme's 3rd Corps unpacks bags and readies for another assault. Their artillery fires on Chateau Ligny. Girard's artillery fires on Ligny. And Napoleon sends in a guard to attack Saint-Amand. Excelmans' cavalry falls back. Girard's drive on Ligny. And Tempelkirch of Purchas's 2nd Prussian Corps throws the Frenchmen back. The guard attack on Saint-Amand. Although the guard is driven back, there's nothing left of the Prussian units in Saint-Amand. Turn 6 and we're joined by Lobau's 6th Corps. Payol extends the 1st Cavalry's frontage. 4th Corps unpacks bags. Girard brings his corps back up to strength. 3rd Corps occupies the chateau in Saint-Amand-Lahaye. Their cavalry stays behind the hill because there's Prussian artillery right here. 3rd Corps begins what they hope is an inexorable advance on the French right. The artillery opens up and the French cavalry sighted out on the plain. Ziethen's corps opens up on the French in Saint-Amand-Lahaye. Milot's cavalry charges up the center. Lobau's 6th Corps enters the fray. The spent guard units recover, while Napoleon moves the old guard into Saint-Amand. There they are. And the cuirassiers move up as well. There they are. Not wanting to get caught in a tight spot, Excelmans' 2nd Cavalry Corps falls back. Here you have Thielmann's assault on the French right flank. Payol's hussars fall back. Now here at the end of turn 6 we have a very dynamic battle going on. Zieten and Perch have been flown out of much of the original lines they had occupied. The good ground, as it were. But there's still time and room to reoccupy it. We'll have to see how the chit draw goes on that one. Tempelkirch still holds Ligny, but he's by himself. Will he receive his support in time, or will he be overwhelmed? And while all that's going on, you've got Thielmann's 3rd Corps pressing in from the east. This could change a lot of stuff. We'll see how it goes. Turn 7. Turn 7 opens with Van Damme's chit being drawn. Van Damme occupies Saint-Lahaye. Birch's 2nd Corps is drawn, and his artillery opens up on Thielmann's 4th Corps cavalry. They're coming over the hill. The lead element is driven back, and Tempelkirch hangs on to Ligny. Thielmann is drawn, and his artillery opens up on Girard's 4th Corps troops. And then the rest of the Prussian 3rd Corps surges forward. Payol's cav falls back. 1st Corps artillery shells the French in the Chateau Ligny. Luke orders the cavalry to circle wide around the French left flank. Perch occupies the Chateau Ligny. Girard's 4th Corps turns to face the new threat. His artillery opens up on the Prussians' columns. He grabs troops out of Ligny and throws them into the flank. Napoleon's chasseurs à cheval charge the artillery on the hill. And the guard chasseurs use the charge rule. The artillery falls back. Next is drawn the chasseurs à cheval 4th Corps cav charge in. The Landwehr are driven off, but the regular troops hold. He sends in his regular dragoons. Excelmans' 2nd Corps gets drawn and they fall back. Now it's turn 7 combat. We have 4th Corps' drive on the Prussian attack. But the outcome is disastrous for the French. Thielmann's Prussians cannot be held. And the dragoon attack here in the center. Again, the cavalry is driven off, but this time at a horrible cost. It's turn 8. Prussian 1st Corps bags are very exposed. And the French still have Lobau's 6th Corps to commit. With night coming on, this is the last day turn, the Prussians are going to begin falling back. Speaking of 6th Corps, here they come. Zieten packs up his bags and gets them ready to move off on a major road. And Payol's Cavalry Corps recovers, and 2nd Corps begins disengaging. And Napoleon's Heavy Guard cavalry charges. The Prussians are driven back but not eliminated, and the Guard tops the ridge. 4th Corps keeps pushing. Milot's 4th Corps cavalry moves forward. Van Damme's 3rd Corps joins in the rush, and and their hussars charge the Prussian dragoons. 3rd Corps. Lucre elects to activate with 3rd Corps. And he sends 3rd Corps dragoons around to counter Van Damme's dragoons. And the rest of 3rd Corps falls back. Last combat of the day, cavalry battle on the French left. Ziethen's dragoons are destroyed, and then Van Damme's hussars simply fall back. So ends the Battle of Ligny. The French have lost 1 block, the Prussians have lost 4. But now here in the night, they will escape. Maybe to fight another day. There's a little town called Wavre, just to the north. We're playing a campaign game. This ends the 16th. Tomorrow on the 17th, it's heavy rain most of the day, and there really is no combat. What I will be doing is tracking the movement as the Prussians and British fall back and the French reorganize their forces and begin moving forward. This was pretty cool. Alright, see you in the video for the 17th, where I will go through, to the best of my ability, how to move about the armies on the mini-maps, the orders maps. As always, guard your bags.